Don't fuck up. Don't fuck yourself. Don't fuck up. Don't fuck yourself. Don't fuck up. Don't fuck yourself. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rude Cooking School podcast. I'm your host, John Hauser III. I'm trying to not blow out my mic because when I get loud, the little shitty mic that I'm talking into makes it all sound like. So, anyway, I'm here, and with me is.
Oh, saucy Soren Marquardt.
Hey, man, what's up? How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. I'm tired, but and it's hot. It's real hot.
Yeah, it's that time of the summer, and it's only going to get worse once August hits.
Yeah, I feel like the sun is approximately 500 miles closer.
It's like it. I was walking around with the dog today, and I was just like, motherfuck. And of course, the dog's just like, what are you doing to me? Like, it's too hot to poop. Just take me home. Like, all right, fine. Just to get things started, I just wanted to say we lost a legend this week, and I have to talk about it because Ozzy Osbourne was one of my favorite artists ever. I've been listening to his music literally since I was a baby because I had a brother who was 11 years older than I was.
Ah, same.
And, Black Sabbath was very big. And then, in my brother's, because him and I shared a bedroom, so I had to listen to all the shit that he listened to. So it was Kiss and Zeppelin and Sabbath. And then when Ozzy went solo, it was the first two Ozzy albums until he moved out. And then shit like that. Like, I used to have a cousin that would scare me with Ozzy albums because the cover of Speak of the Devil has him with like that red jelly coming out of his mouth and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd be like, the devil's gonna get you. And I'm like, ah! But yeah, I loved his music. I stopped listening to him as a solo artist probably in the mid 90s when I found other music, but I always listened to the older stuff. Sabbath is one of my favorite bands ever.
Same here.
I'm one of the weirdos who thinks that their best album is Sabbath 4, but everybody has their favorite Sabbath album. My first Sabbath album was probably Paranoid, like most people, because I'm like, Iron Man's the greatest song ever.
Yeah.
I remember trying to request Iron Man at like age 6 or 7 on the local pop radio station, and the guy was like, "Kid, we don't play that." Because I would call up and they go, "No, we don't play that." And then I'd call back and they go, "No, we don't play that." And then the guy got mad. He was like, "Kid, we don't fucking play that. Like, it's not in our format." And I didn't understand what a format was. Like, meanwhile, they're playing like Genesis or whatever the fuck. Like, why can't they just play the thing that those fucking guys that wrestling come out to? Fuck with those guys, the Road Warriors. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, it sucks. I want to go see him in the early 90s when I was still in college, and they canceled the show because Ozzy got sick. And then later I was with a buddy of mine, Ray Bachman, who was a DJ, and he knew everybody. So we didn't get to go, but then we went a couple years later, and it was to an Ozfest. And that was awesome. I got there early, and I got in the front, and I stayed there, and it was awful because I had to pee so bad. I got into a fight with a guy and got him kicked out of Ozfest, basically, or at least just out of the front because he was drunk as fuck and tried to push his way up to the front with everybody, and everybody was like, "Fuck this guy," and I was the only one who was like, "I'll choke you to death if you fucking touch me." And the guard tried to kick us both out, and everybody was like, "No, that guy's cool. That guy sucks." And so,
well,
but I got to
do what you got to do down on the floor.
I got to see Ozzy up close, and he threw water all over us, and it was fucking great. And yeah, I've said since I was a kid that Ozzy's probably the most underrated vocalist alive because
I agree.
Even during his time in the 80s, like nobody was talking about his vocals. And then in the 90s, he kind of, after No More Tears, everybody's kind of like, all right. But then in the early 2000s with the Osbournes, he became kind of like jokey, like jokey granddad kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, you guys only see him this way, but nobody saw him as an artist who, like, yeah, Geezer Butler wrote all the fucking lyrics for for Sabbath, but Ozzy came up with all those fucking vocal melodies himself. That shit's the reason it sounds cool is because of him. And
Yeah.
his ear for vocal melodies is fucking incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
were you a fan?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love Sabbath. Listened to a lot of all of that growing up. Same with I have an older brother who's a lot older than me, and he's a metalhead from way back. And so I cut my teeth on that on
Yeah.
that stuff because he was across the hall from me, and
Mm-hmm.
of course you hear everything that's coming out of that room. So and the Iron Maiden door posters, and
There was a lot of
and then
yeah, there was a lot
and
of
then the
blacklight
talk
posters
shows.
around.
Yeah, and then the talk shows happened, and then uh, all the satanic panic
Oh
shit,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
my mom kind of bit into that a little bit, and thought that maybe my brother's behavior was due to that, but it really wasn't. We were just kind of assholes.
My mother believed a little bit of that too, but she never pushed it a lot. But in high school, I actually wrote a paper because at the time that I was there in the early 90s, he was in, or he had already done his trial, but I think Judas Priest was in their trial. And I did a paper in English class about backwards messaging and
Mm,
satanic panic and how, Ozzy got sued because a kid blew his brains out, and then the parents blamed the song Suicide Solution, which turned out to be a song about Bon Scott drinking himself to death. And then, I think I forget exactly what Judas Priest song it was, but they were like, there's backward masking, and they're saying Satan is real. And it was just a bunch of Christian fascist fucking horseshit, as per usual. But
but it made for great TV ratings.
it also pulled these poor fucking idiots off the road or away from their relaxation into a damn courtroom. And I'm sure you feel guilty, like in some way, like you're like, oh shit, did I actually do this? Like, that's awful. Like, So, yeah, I wrote a paper about it. It was one of the only A's I got in English the whole time I was in high school because my teacher was like, this was really informative. Thank you for this. And I was like, wow, that's awesome.
It's
But yeah.
always nice when you can write on subject matter that you're passionate
Well,
about.
yeah, I mean, Christ, all the book reports I did were all in all the albums that Metallica wrote songs about. So it's like I read Johnny Got His Gun and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and fucking like all the like HP Lovecraft shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, thanks, heavy metal. you
I,
you saved me more than once.
I did see that the Alamo Historical Society posted a little blurb about about
Yeah,
Ozzy this week.
yeah. I did have one funny story. Like I never met Ozzy, but I've met one guy who met Ozzy. And when I was in a band, well, same band I'm in now, but our first go round in the early 2000s, we cut our teeth at a place called the Full Moon Saloon. And it was like our rock and roll high school. And we would go on during, Fridays or Saturdays, Fridays mainly when there was not a lot of people there. And then as we got better, we started doing stuff and then headlining stuff like that. But we played a bunch of shows there. And the guy who owned it, his name was Zeke. And before he owned the Full Moon, he owned a radio station. It was called 97 Underground. And it was a couple blocks away from where I'm living now. And it was in the basement of a head shop, of course. And
Yeah, perfect.
it didn't come on until 8 o'clock at night, and it went off at like 2 or 3 in the morning, something like that, right? So it was like a total underground. It was like an AM station, but all the metalheads in Baltimore and whoever could get the signal fucking got it, right? And he told us that Ozzy came to his station one time, and he was like, Ozzy was fucking hammered. he was like out of his mind, drunk, kinda. But as
Mm.
soon as the lights came on for on air, he kind of just was like, "All right, yeah, we're here in Baltimore, love this," instantly was like fucking on point, and then like during commercials, just blowing rails on the fucking table and shit. Like, yeah, like he had. Christ, he was like, yeah, fucking one time Motley Crue just pulled up in a limo and then it just kind of all fell out of the limo. And fucking Nikki Sixx is in the bathroom shooting smack, and he would come out. He'd be perfectly fine. He went in looking like a ghoul, and then would come out. And he'd be like glowing like an angel. It's the weirdest thing I ever saw. It's like, fuck. It's like, all right, dude. That's, ugh, no
Yeah,
thanks.
we had a station like that in Dallas for a long time. It was called Z Rock, and it moved to a couple different spots on the dial over the years, but all they played was metal. And
It's a hard. I mean, now it's like just channels on XM, or you can do a Spotify thing. I hated XM for a while, and I've had Spotify for years, and I don't like Spotify as a company, but I'm just too deep into it at this point with too many lists and shit. But
yeah,
I actually wound up re-upping for Sirius like this week, a week or two. No, this week, beginning of this week, because I don't have like I want to get. I like there being a DJ. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like as you can see, like I'm wearing a KEXP shirt right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I have 20 some of them because I've been giving money to them for 24 years.
Yeah, it's KXT down here. It's the same thing though.
Yeah, but
PBS radio station.
well, no, this is an independent radio station up
Oh,
in
is it? Yeah, we have KNON here,
yeah,
and
exactly, and it's very similar to
community radio.
right. So in KXP, it's uh, they named themselves after the Experience Music Project. That what's his name? Who did Microsoft with Bill Gates? What's his name? Wound up buying the
Mm.
basketball team up there. When you see the weird video of the launch of Windows 2000 and they're all clapping on the stage, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
He's the one that's real sweaty and like really. But anyway, KXP is awesome. Support local radio. I don't know. But RIP Ozzy. Fucking, I'm actually very surprised he died. Uh, fucking Keith Richards just he
Yeah,
he
I
hit.
saw a little comic that the Grim Reaper was on a claw machine.
I got an
And
Ozzy.
he's like, is Keith Richards even in this fucking thing?
Yeah, I saw one thing that was like, right now, Keith Richards just felt the quickening, and I'm like, sounds right.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Highlander? Okay.
Yeah, long. Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
So when a Highlander
Forever
dies, they
ago.
feel the quick, and the other ones
Yeah.
that are alive. Sorry,
Yep.
it's not funny if I explain it.
And
Anyway,
it's got Sean Connery.
as a Spanish man.
Yeah.
Fuck that stupid ass shit. My name's yeah.
Still the best character on Saturday Night Live was Sean Connery on Jeopardy,
Oh
Celebrity
yeah,
Jeopardy. Moo, that's the sound your mother made last night.
it's pretty great. What is it? My name is Juan Villalobos. Like, it's like you're supposed to be Spanish, dude. Like, why didn't he just make him Scottish? I guess
Right.
because the Highlander was already Scottish, but just get somebody else. He's not going to be able to do a Spanish accent. He's fucking Sean
That's like
Connery.
when they put, what's his name? Why did I just forget his name?
Welcome
Anyway.
to Remembering Names with John and
Yeah, I don't
Soren.
control the remember very well.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into the meat of this subject that we are going to talk about today. And that is based upon our episode from last week, which we were talking about buffalo wings and just how weird it was that so many people were putting a claim upon a thing that everybody knows now. And where was the truth that we were like, it probably is all true, but then there decides, like, people decide, okay, this is the thing we're going with, and we're deciding these are the people that do it. So we're going to come up with a couple, we're just going to talk about a couple food items that were invented at some point and made famous, but multiple people, I guess, claim it. So do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, first thing I'm going to talk about is the corn dog.
Oh,
Yeah, so
should be near and dear to me down here with the
yeah,
State Fair, Texas.
everybody loves a corn dog. It's an American classic. Um, but according to historians, it was the ancient Egyptians who invented deep fat frying, but it didn't become mainstream until the 19th century, which is wild as shit. I guess it's just the ability to collect that much fat that's not horrible, and you know what I mean, like clean oil that you can cook in, and something that doesn't look like swamp water. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, in with most famous types of food, historians can trace them back to their genesis. But in the case of the corn dog, it's complicated. Multiple people have laid claim to inventing it, and it all happened around the same time. So, who invented the corn dog? According to a couple historians, the 1942 Texas State Fair was one of the first places the corn dog was ever seen. Vaudeville performers and brothers Neil and Carl Fletcher
Fletchers, yes.
began selling their quote unquote corny dogs at the fair. And these same corny dogs are sold at Texas state fairs today. So have you had one of these?
They're fantastic.
Really?
They make anything you can buy retail look like garbage because they are fresh, hot, right out of the grease when you get them, and they're about a foot long, and they're top tier corn dogs.
Really?
Uh,
To be fair, I've rarely had a corn dog that I've actually liked because
these will change your life.
the dogs are too thin, the batter is too much, and they're, I guess maybe the oil is stale. Like, I don't know. I've
That's
never
probably
I've
a lot
never
of the problem. Yeah.
I've never eaten a corn dog that I've been like, God damn, that was good.
Yeah, no, these are awesome.
Really?
They've been doing it for so damn long now that it's an art
Well,
form.
apparently they were
And,
one of
and
the
it like
inventors.
yeah, the texture of the batter on the outside is crispy on the outside and it's kind of almost creamy
Mm,
between the outside and the hot dog. And the hot dog
okay.
it's enough meat that it's not too much, but it's not like a skinny little cheap shit hot dog.
Right. And it's not
And
and it's not overcooked.
right, no, they've got it down to a science,
Oh, cool.
and they sell a billion of them every state fair.
So while this is a Texas tradition, the Fletchers weren't the first to serve a corn dog in the U.S. In 1941, an Oregon diner named Pronto Pup
Ah, yes.
was selling a cornmeal battered hot dog on a stick, and then owners George and Vera Boyington claimed to have invented it. Pronto Pup is still in existence today, and the restaurant still claims to have created the original hot dog on a stick. So there you go. Also, the Cozy Dog Drive-In in Springfield, Illinois, also claims to have invented the modern corn dog. According to Takeout, one of the co-founders, Ed Waldmere, says that he ate a hot dog baked in cornbread at an Oklahoma diner around 1941, and then approached his friend and future business partner Don Strand about it. Strand perfected the recipe, and they launched Cozy Dog in 1946. It only took them 5 years to get that done. Even further back is a patent for an apparatus for deep fat frying all sorts of food that was filed by Stanley Jenkins in 1927. Oh, that just reminds me. What's the Roscoe Jenkins? Sorry.
Oh, Leroy?
Leroy Jenkins. There it is. Leroy Jenkins. In 1927, in Buffalo, New York, according to some historians, while Jenkins mentioned frying sausages, he never moved beyond the patent phrase, but he was close. No cigar. So it kind of seems like it's either this Oregon diner Oregon, or that's 1941. We had a guy who ate something in 1941 and had the idea, but it wasn't out until 46. And then your boys,
product development was a little slower back then.
yeah, yeah.
That whole war going on and whatnot.
Well, I mean, what else were they doing? Fucking stop being,
I
yeah.
think supplies were a little slim.
Nah, they had hot dogs. They were just grinding up any. It's like, all right, do we have like newspapers? Put it in the hot dogs.
Yep.
Oh Christ, I
Do we
wouldn't
have
even.
any actual dogs?
I wouldn't even. Yeah, probably. I wouldn't even want to know what ordering hot dogs back then. Jesus Christ.
Definitely didn't want to know how the sausage was made back then.
Yeah, that's the truth. So, all right, you go with one.
All right. Well, this is interesting, slightly less comprehensive article here, but so, and it's not necessarily an argument over who, but where.
Okay.
The phrase "American is apple pie."
Okay.
Yeah, but everything that they've done in this article points to the fact that it was actually invented by European colonists and brought to the U.S. And then we just co-opted it like we do everything else.
America.
We said, oh, this is ours.
Fuck yeah.
And similar with the peach cobbler, it was based on the idea for an apple pie, but you didn't have all the stuff to make it.
Okay.
So you just kind of took the same base ingredients and they cobbled it together.
Okay, is that why it's called a peach cobbler?
According to this source that I have, I can't speak to the 100% reliability of this information, but it's compelling.
I mean, fruit pies are pretty, standard fare in terms of even back to medieval times. But they would throw a bunch of bullshit in there, like fucking raisins and a bunch of pepper, and to make it fancy, and
and to cover up the taste of the rotten meat.
Well, a lot of that has turned out to not be true. There totally was cases of that, but most of the time, the people that could afford sugar and could afford spices, they weren't serving rotten meat.
They were rich.
Yeah, exactly. They were serving the good stuff, and they certainly weren't serving rotten meat to the fellow lords and ladies who would talk shit about them, the next day in court or whatever. So a lot of that stuff is kind of bullshit, but and it's only come out in like the last probably 10 or 15 years that is kind of a bullshit line, but that still holds sway, and it's not totally false. But fruit pies have always been a thing, and I mean pies in general. Listen to our pie episode, everybody. Christ, they put everything in a fucking crust, and for most of the time, the crust was there as a preservative because it was full of fat, and it would just seal everything in. And also the fucking the pie thickness crust, the crusts were like almost an inch thick. So it wasn't even about.
Yeah, it was more of a storage situation. It was like medieval Tupperware.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect way to put it. That's awesome. So yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, apple pie. But I don't know how. I don't remember the episode that we did on apples because it was so many years ago. But I don't think that there were very many terribly edible apples in Europe. I don't think it was until they came to America that they found like, Red Delicious or fucking Galas or, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
and
better
that's
cultivation.
Right. There were a different varietal of apple here, which they could make pies out of easily instead of like crab apples and shit like that, which they don't taste great. You need a ton of sugar for crab apples.
Oh yeah, because they're just nothing but sour.
Fun fact: there were a couple crab apple trees in my neighborhood, and when they would bloom and drop their apples, you would find kids with bags filling them up. And then we would have crabapple wars, pelting each other for hours on end running around like 4 square blocks like it was fucking sniper time. And I'm talking like 20 fucking kids in 4 square blocks just running around smashing each other with these fucking little, because these crab apples were about a little bit smaller than a golf ball,
Yeah.
but you could wing those fuckers and they hurt, man. They were hard as fuck.
Oh yeah,
If you got
stung
hit,
like hell.
if you got hit in the cheek or something, god damn, that shit hurt.
My face.
Yeah, nobody lost an eye though.
Well, that's good.
Oh, the
You're
80s.
the apple of my eye.
You're the apple of, oh my eye.
Yep.
All right. Do you know what a pavlova is?
I do, and that was actually in one of my my sources that I found. But go ahead,
We'll
because
cross
you
it
probably
off.
have more information than I have.
All right. So, for those of you who don't know what a pavlova is, it's actually an amazingly simple dish that, if you make one and bring it, well, kind of probably hard to bring it. You have to bring it in 2 parts. It's a meringue based dessert. You whip up egg whites with sugar, and then you kind of just, to where you get stiff peaks where you can take your beater and put it upside down and the point stays up instead of drooping. Beat it to stiff peaks. Then you just kind of pile it on, like parchment paper. Then you bake it until it gets hard. And the eggs and the sugar become, a crunchy, hard base. And then you can put whatever you want on it. Whipped cream, garnishes of fruit, strawberries, kiwi. There's an amazing English dessert called an Eton mess, Etonmess, where, it's from the school of Eton, the private school where tons of British awful people go, awful men go. It's a private school. But an Eton mess is like strawberries and chocolate syrup and all these syrups and, oh my God, and basil and mint, and it's incredible. Look up an Eton mess, and it's really easy to make, and it literally is a mess, but it's so delicious. Like a good meringue is almost like if you've ever had astronaut ice cream. It has that kind of texture.
Yep.
Have you ever had a pavlova?
I've never had a pavlova. I've had astronaut ice cream though.
Okay, so
which is shockingly good.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it so much.
Because it just turns into liquid in your mouth, and it's like,
it was the best. I was just like, I want to be an astronaut just to eat ice cream in the sky. And then somebody was like, but you can just buy it. And I was like, it's probably not the same. It's probably better up there.
Go to any museum gift shop.
Yeah, exactly. We would get it.
Apparently, that's not actually a thing they do in space, but
yeah, it's just freeze dried ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I bought a bag of freeze dried Skittles like a month ago. Holy shit, those are good.
Dude, that is so. I don't know if that's a thing. The farmers markets, all the farmers markets around here there's at least 3 or 4 people freeze drying everything at the farmers market. Skittles, Airheads,
so good.
You name it. Starburst.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, Starburst.
They're really good. Yeah, the freeze dried Airheads have a really interesting texture.
I bet.
But anyway.
Okay. Anyway, back to pavlovas. They're great, easy to make. You should do it. Like it's just one of those things that like probably good in the spring or probably good in the fall when it's not super hot. Because
if anything, humidity affects it too, right?
Well,
like
yeah, because
I've never actually made a meringue, so
yeah, you just gotta have beaters or a stand mixer, and it's just super easy. Like it literally is egg whites. Throw in a little bit of cream of tartar if you have it to help stabilize it, and then sugar. But you don't even need the cream of tartar because the sugar stabilizes it. So you find the right proportion. I'm sure you can find a recipe online. And beat the fuck out of it till you get stiff peaks, and then literally just, spread it out on a piece of parchment paper and then bake it until done. And it literally is just like a solid thing. And then you just dump a bunch of shit on it. It's awesome. And kids love it because it's just sugar. It's awesome. Yeah. And adults love it because they think it's fancy.
Yeah, it's just a solidified, stabilized sugar.
Right. With eggs. Yeah. So
with meringues, I grew up with a friend of mine whose grandmother very, very, very southern, and she would just randomly make like chocolate meringue pies just on a
Oh,
whim, and they were so damn good. But the meringue was a soft meringue, so it wasn't
hmm.
like that. But I'm really curious about trying to actually make like a pavlova kind of
My
meringue. I've
fa-
never actually done it, so
my favorite pie is a lemon meringue pie, and god damn, I'm a sucker for a fucking lemon meringue pie. Oof. Anyway, back to the
yeah.
pavlova. So, fun fact: the treat is named after Anna Pavlova, a Russian ballerina, because some baker is probably trying to get laid, right? But at the center of this delicate dessert is a hotly contested debate. The dessert was given its name during or after Pavlova and her company would have toured in Australia and New Zealand, and both countries claim to have made it first. The Australian argument states that in 1935, Bert Sasha created the pavlova at the Esplanade Hotel in Perth, but the Oxford English Dictionary, which forefronts the earliest recording of words, notes that a published pavlova recipe first appeared in a book from New Zealand. So maybe New Zealand got it in a book first? I don't know.
Hmm,
I'm
I don't
actually
know.
surprised that it's not a French dish because
I mean, it is sounds French because it's it's whipped egg whites and
right
sugar and
because they're
you know
they're kind of that was kind of their shit like early there's gotta be some sort of French based. I mean, obviously not a pavlova as we know it. So maybe that's what it is, like where they had hard meringue candies and shit, but the pavlova, which we know as a hard meringue with fruit and cream on it.
yeah.
You know, so
And then we have the baked Alaska, which is a stuffed meringue.
well, yeah, kinda. I've made I've made those a couple times. The only time I made them was when I was in culinary school, and I've always wanted to make one. No, I never made one at home because I was like, no, fuck this shit. But they're really weirdly easy to make. They're just a pain in the ass because you got to make the meringue, and then basically you take ice cream and soften it up a bit, and you put it in like a metal bowl, to make like a half.
Half dome.
Yeah, like you make a dome, right? Like instead like a half of a
Hmm.
circle, right? You put it in the freezer and let it solidify. You make the meringue. You pull the ice cream out. Put hot water on the metal bowl and it releases. Put it on the.
Well,
You put it on the sheet pan. Then you just cover it in the meringue, and then you put it in the oven for and the oven's like literally at like as high as it goes, 550, 600, whatever. You let that go for a few minutes for it to solidify before it starts to melt the ice cream on the inside. Then you pull it out, and then you torch it.
okay, that's almost like fried ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you serve it immediately because you
Before
can't.
everything melts.
Yeah, but and also you can't put the meringue back in the fridge because meringues get chewy.
Yeah.
So you want it to be crunchy and burnt, and then have delicious ice cream on the inside. It's a really weird dessert from I think the probably 20s or 30s, and but it tastes delicious. Like it's fucking
Huh.
impressive. It really is impressive. Like if you do it right, and then you have like you know you can do different patterns on the meringue shit. So whatever. Your turn next.
All right. So, Reuben's.
Mm,
That's yeah, the Reuben sandwich.
okay.
That's another one. There's two or three different claims on its invention. Uh, let's see.
We've talked about this before, I think, in the past. But
Perhaps.
but yeah, give me the download.
The original claim was to be invented by Reuben Kulikovsky, a grocer in Omaha, Nebraska.
Hold on.
That sounds way too much flavor for Nebraska, but
Hold on. Was one of these guys playing cards or something?
yes.
Okay.
This first, yeah, for his friends that were at his house playing cards
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
1920s,
And
and
that's
then
Ruben, right?
yeah, Reuben Kolikovsky, and then
Okay.
another guy named Arnold Rubin says he did it in New York. Um, but either way, I don't care who invented it because it's my favorite sandwich.
Is it really?
It's definitely up there.
Oh, buddy, you got to come here. Let me take you to fucking Atman's. Please come to
Dude,
Baltimore.
it's on my list of places to go. Because I watch so much damn TV and I'm like, I want to go to all these places.
Yeah.
Like, apparently
Yeah.
Baltimore's just elbows deep with good restaurants and shit.
There's a ton of them. Yeah. I mean, Atman's has been there since the 20s
And
or
I'm just
something like
gonna
that.
fly out there for a week and get fat and go home.
Yeah.
Fatter and go home.
And I'll be right with you. Yeah. Let's do it.
So much meat. I want to go to that damn Italian place, the Italian market.
Oh, Di Pasquale's. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I just spent a whole damn day there.
It's not as big as you think.
Well, no, I'm just gonna
But just eat
give me
everything
one of
there?
those sandwiches, and I'm gonna sit down and eat it, and go out and have a smoke, and
Yeah.
come back in and order another sandwich. I'm
Yeah, I was just there.
gonna turn that into a buffet.
I was just there the other day. I was getting Crosby and I got stuff for dinner. I fucking love that place. Joe is the best. That place is the best.
I love.
You know what's great about that place that I love? They have like old school pepperoni, just stick pepperoni,
Mhm.
and it's like fucking nunchucks. They're
Yeah.
two on a
Tied together.
right. You buy it, and you can take it to the meat section and be like, "Hey, can you slice this for me?" And they'll ask you thickness, and you can dial it in, and then they'll just fucking slice the two pepperoni sticks for you. It's the best.
I would just put it in a bag and eat it on the way home,
I have done that,
like potato chips.
but I've done that. But the thing is, trying to slice pepperoni by hand is a really big pain in the ass. And I did it for years. And then Leanna just asked them if they could do it. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we totally do that for you, man." And now I just go, "Hey, can you slice this for me?" And they're like, "Yeah, absolutely. No problem." And I'm like, fucking 20 years I've been fucking cutting this bullshit by myself. But
Meanwhile, you got the old school customer service kind of thing going
Right.
on there. It's like, oh yeah, whatever you, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, but like,
Absolutely.
that pepperoni's so fucking good. Like, so good. Like, and it's just for reals pepperoni. It's not like some bullshit Hormel stuff. It's like old world ass. Like whoever makes it does a great job. And it's not packaged in anything. It's just
Cased, just like
it's just
raw
there.
dog sticks of pepperoni.
Yeah, exactly. It's just nunchuck pepperoni just sitting there. No packaging. It's like, all right, this is how it should
I
be.
feel like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles missed an opportunity with that.
Oh my god, there has to be an episode where they do that, right?
Yeah, like down here, I don't know. I don't know if y'all have big like convenience store chains up there, like we have the damn Buc-ee's we have here. It's literally the size of like a grocery store and has 150 gas pumps.
Nothing like
and
that.
And that's not an exaggeration.
Yeah, no,
but
nothing like that.
Like you can buy a plastic tub that is literally just sliced meats and cubes of cheese that you can just eat while you're driving.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's really good quality shit too.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good. It's like $4 for like this like 12-ounce cup of like sliced pepperonis or summer sausage and a bunch of cubes of like pepper jack and cheddar.
I want that.
And you just and sometimes they come with a lid that has like a little compartment and there's like pretzels in there and
yeah, I want that.
And it fits in your cup holder.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
they're putting a Buc-ee's near us. I mean, I think it's like within 50 miles.
I mean, once they do it, it's definitely worth a trip.
Oh yeah,
time.
I'm definitely going without a doubt. All right, I think it's me, right?
Yeah.
All right. Deep dish pizza. Hold on. Excuse me. Ooh, that.
Gazuda.
that screwed up the sound.
Clipped your mic a little.
Yeah. All right. Deep dish pizza. Um, so while no one outside the Windy City has dared to lay claim to Chicago style pizza, the first that the first created the individual that first created it is shrouded in mystery. The conventional story is that the deep dish pizza was invented at Pizzeria Uno in 1943 by Ike Sewell. But other versions of the story state that Rudy Malnati, who would go on to be chef of Pizzeria Uno, created the recipe. Malnati's son would also work at Pizzeria Uno, but would go on to open Lou Malnati's Pizza. Didn't you and I talk about this like a couple months ago? Was it
Not deep dish, no.
was
It
it
might have been Evan.
it might have been Evan. But yeah, we talked about this and it's weird because the way that Malnati's Rudy Malnati's son, who I think is Lou Malnati, he said that he was the one, his dad was the one that came up with the recipe and made Pizzeria Uno famous for it. Have you ever had a real Chicago deep dish pizza?
I have not. It's not something that's really in my there's places around here that do it, but I just never had the chance to go. Actually, there's a place in the sprawling metropolis about 10 minutes from me called Venus, Texas.
Okay,
And this town is literally
I've heard of it.
2,000 people. And
Really?
they apparently have a Chicago deep dish pizzeria
Huh.
on the town square, and I just haven't had a chance to get down there.
I've had Pizzeria Uno, which is kind of garbage, but it's fine. It is what it is. And I've had Chicago deep dish, quote unquote. But when I went to Chicago, a friend of mine took me to Lou Malnati's, and I didn't know what it was. I was just like, "Is this? What do you think?" They're like, "This is the best place. Let's go." It's the old school 1950s fucking joint. Besides Uno, and Uno's like a conglomerate, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
We have one.
it's like
There's one in Dallas.
owned by Unilever probably or something, one of those things. But
Like Brinker or something.
we got we got two of those pizzas. Took one home, I froze the other one. And motherfucker, it was amazing. It's not pizza.
It's a casserole.
It's a casserole. But god damn, dude, it was so fucking good. Like I can't like I kept freaking out when I was eating it. And everybody's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, it shouldn't taste like this.
I'm having a moment.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it was. And I was just like, I can't believe it tastes like this. It's more than the sum of its parts. It's years of fucking figuring it out. And it was like even like I couldn't even imagine how better it would taste in the thing.
Straight out of the oven.
Right, because we took it to go and we're like 15, 20 minutes away or however long they were away in the city in Chicago. God damn, dude, it was so good. So, fuck.
Well, I mean, it's all the best parts of a pizza. It's like 240 gallons of sauce and 13 pounds of cheese, and
So much cheese.
I love a saucy pizza. That's my I love saucy pizza.
Then you will flip your shit. Like, dude, and just the amount, it wasn't too much meat, which I was waiting for, and it wasn't. And it was really all about the sauce and the cheese and that, like, slurry of fucking volcanic lava that kind of calms itself down on the top to let you cut it. And it's just at, like, a state where it's semi-solid
Sort of holding together.
and not gonna destroy your mouth, but as soon as you take a bite, you're like, I might have made a bad decision, so I better start chewing fat. You know that thing where you're like, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh God, so good. All right, you next.
All right, let's see what I got lined up now. This is more of an origin story.
Okay.
Kiwi fruit.
Okay.
in your head, you say Kiwi, New Zealand, Apparently, somebody from New Zealand traveled to China in 1904 and brought back seeds,
Oh,
and they started cultivating kiwis in New Zealand. But it was originally a Chinese product. Didn't turn up in New Zealand until uh, the early 1900s. They started to export it in 1950.
hmm.
Thought that was interesting. It was because you automatically think kiwi. Oh, that's but
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
mm-hmm.
All right, here's another weird one. And this is the thing I ate a lot as a kid. It was a boiling bag thing. So my parents would just buy a bunch of it and it would just be an easy weekend thing for me to eat. Chicken a la king.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to make chicken a la king from scratch?
Never tried to make it. I have had it from a can though, because my mom used to cook at a daycare when I was a kid,
Okay.
and so you could buy like a number 10 can of
Oh,
the stuff,
fuck yeah.
and she would just make like a shit ton of biscuits and like
God
dump it
damn
on
it.
top of the biscuit.
That sounds so
But
good. I think I know what I'm making
yeah,
this weekend.
yeah, I've never made it from scratch because it was one of those things. It's more nostalgic, but I wouldn't. I don't even know where if anybody in the house would eat it but me.
So I've made it a few times. Uh, like no shit, probably under 10 times, like in my whole life. And it's amazing. It's so good. But every time I make it, it's different because there's not like a good traditional recipe. And you can't find it in fucking cookbooks anymore because nobody thinks of it as like real American food. But this is the issue. So, the various origins of this dish can't even agree on whether it's chicken a la king or chicken a la keen, Keene. And those versions aren't even named after the same king or king. Claridge's Hotel in London claims to have created the dish in 1881 after James Robert Keene, a stockbroker and racehorse owner. The Delmonico in New York also claims to have created the dish in the 1880s after James Robert Keene's son, Foxhall Parker Keene, which is now the fanciest name I've ever heard in my life. Hello, I'm Foxhall Parker Keene. Go fuck yourself and get stuffed, Foxhall Parker Keene. The version created by the Brighton Beach Hotel in New York is named after E. Clark King II. And finally, William Bill King is said to have invented the dish at the Bellevue Hotel in Philadelphia. So, weird, right? Like, I thought in my head when I was a kid that I was like, this is a breakfast fit for a king. Mush on toast is what every king wants.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really easy to make. You know, it's just a cream sauce. It's roux and milk, salt, pepper, lots of pepper. I've done roasted red peppers, but you can do pimentones, which is, I think, traditional. And then chicken and onion and peas, frozen peas at the end.
Yeah.
The peas are the peas and the red pepper, or the pimento are the big things.
Yeah. The pimento is definitely a huge flavor component.
But then there's also a bunch that have like really finely chopped up mushrooms, like a duxelle, where you kind of make a duxelle and then kind of whisk that into it. Yeah, it's really weird. But it's so fucking easy. It's delicious. And I love, like, my favorite breakfast was probably cream chip beef on like, good piece of toast, cream chip beef. On top of that, a good piece of toast, more cream chip beef. On top of that, 2 eggs.
Oh, the old shit on a shingle.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's my favorite breakfast probably ever.
Never actually had that.
Really? You've never had cream chip beef?
Nope.
All right, we'll hook you up when you get to Baltimore. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we have something that's down here.
Is it the sausage version?
No, not as far as chip beef. I'm talking about the chicken a la king. We have a thing called King Ranch chicken,
Okay.
which is sort of a riff on that. From what I gather by the ingredients, it's chicken and cream sauce with peppers and onions, but it's Texified, so
Okay. So
it's layered over tortillas like a lasagna,
I'm here for that. That sounds
and a
awesome.
shit ton of cheese on top, and then you bake it, and
Ooh,
but it's basically, yeah.
I just got a chill up my spine. That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, because there's actually a place called King Ranch.
Or
It's
maybe I gotta
this
pee.
gigantic fucking ranch down here, and that and
Oh,
apparently they invented it there.
okay.
And Matthew McConaughey's a big fan. So,
Well, all right, all right, all right.
exactly.
All right, you go now.
American cheese.
Okay. How dare you?
Let's see.
Who's
Sorry.
who else is claiming that they fucking made American cheese? What bastards am I gonna have to fucking fight?
The French.
Of course.
It was the concept for that was based on sort of what is the name of your
A
cheese
a
thing that you
dare?
do? No, yeah, your thing where you use all your leftover cheese
Oh, a
and
fromage fort?
yeah, it was sort of a riff on that, but they tried to once they got a hold of the idea from the French, they decided to make it more stable and melt better on like a burger,
Hmm.
and so that is they stole it from the French and turned it into craft singles,
Yeah, I
basically.
mean it's citric acid. So if you take any cheese and put it in milk and then add citric acid, it the citric acid breaks down the the stuff that makes the cheese sticky, and it instantly makes it rubbery. It's what makes yellow American or white American cheese plasticky.
Yeah,
It is real cheese, but it's the addition of the citric acid that does that. Right now, my wife is making mac and cheese with a giant brick of Velveeta because
hey,
she wanted.
no hate there.
No, not at all. And normally I make like mac and cheese from scratch, and the last couple times over the last couple years, I've been starting to add, if we have it, American cheese to it because it's a good binder and it contains citric acid, which I still have not bought a container of because I'm lazy and only think of things when I need to think of them. Um,
Yeah.
so
American cheese is the right cheese for a burger because it melts and doesn't break.
yeah, it's fucking brilliant, right? Like,
That's a damn line I picked up from that movie. What the hell's that movie? With the restaurant where he sets everything on fucking fire.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The oh yeah, I know what you're talking about with Voldemort. Uh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
And the girl from the Gambit. Yeah.
Hmm.
But like when I make mac and cheese now, I'll throw in like not Kraft singles because I can't stand that, but just normal American cheese,
Yeah.
block ass cheese. Throw in like a quarter pound into it on top of all the really good cheeses, and then that stuff breaks all that down and like emulsifies everything, and that's what the citric acid does. It
I think it keeps
emulsifies.
like the bechamel from breaking too.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
without a doubt. Because
Because
there's nothing
I've
worse.
broken so many bechamels trying
So
to
have
make
I.
cheese sauce.
So have I.
It pisses me off so
Yeah.
bad. It's like, damn it.
So what Leanna's doing right now is a version where it's like you make a roux, you add the Velveeta, then you add like another half a cup of we have Colby left over, so we're gonna do the Colby, and then add whatever you want back in. So she was like, well, this one has like garlic powder and onion powder. I'm like, that's fine. Just make sure you add hot sauce and Dijon mustard because that's really where
Yeah, a little vinegar pop is,
the flavor of good mac and cheese comes from.
Hmm.
So and that there's nothing wrong with it. It's fucking awesome. American cheese is the best. Fuck y'all.
Yep.
They're
I have
very
some in the fridge as we speak.
they're very like I would say that I love cheddar cheese, but very rarely do I want really good cheddar cheese on a sandwich.
No, it doesn't melt well.
No.
Like if you're making like a grilled cheese, I don't like it gets oily.
Yeah. And
And
that's the thing, right?
and if I'm making just a cheap like lunch meat sandwich to take to work for for my meal, I prefer American cheese because it doesn't get quite so it's not quite so the texture's better
Yeah.
with just like lunch meat and some condiments and stuff. It's more uniform, you know.
All right. I'm going to end on this.
All right.
The beef Wellington.
Oh.
So this is the big one, right? So this is England versus France versus Ireland versus America. So everybody thinks that they fucking made this thing. So it doesn't seem like the origin of beef Wellington should be such a mystery. Quote, it was invented by some old English guy named Wellington. It's right in the name. Done and done. Let's do lunch. Maybe some beef Wellington. End quote. But, au contraire, the apocryphal story is that the dish was created in honor of the first Duke of Wellington after his victory over Napoleon at the 1815 Battle of Waterloo. But of course, wrapping meat and pastry had been done in the European culinary ether for quite a while. So perhaps it was the French recipe that was given a British rebranding. And while it's similar to boeuf and croûte, the Wellington's first confirmed reference isn't until the early 20th century in the Los Angeles Times. Adding to the puzzle, the story in the Los Angeles Times referred to the, quote, fillet of beef a la Wellington, end quote, refers to a dish of Irish origin. But wherever it comes from, it's amazing, but nobody seems to know. I'm thinking that it's a French dish. It's so fussy.
Yeah, it definitely smacks of French technique.
Yeah,
With the duxelle and the Dijon and
right. And that's the thing is the Dijon is the key, right? Like I'm sure that the English have been doing beef in croûte, or they would just say, beef pie or beef lollies or beef, wizard sambles or whatever the fuck weird British fucking twee shit they would come up with, right? But the Dijon, and it's the duxelle too. It's the technique, right? And it's knowing how to get everything you can and just the fussiness of it. English food isn't fussy. Irish food isn't fussy. American food, even in the early 20th century, in restaurants was fussy, but it was French. Because the brigade system had taken over, it was all fucking French. So I'm giving that one to the French.
I'm gonna give you a second on that one because I really think just based on the technique alone, it reads real French.
Yeah, right. So I got a couple more. They're like kimchi, Korea versus Japan, which is funny. Egg creams, which I don't think I've ever had a real egg cream. Have you ever had a real egg cream?
No. They're okay. So up in Denton, which is about an hour north of me, it's a college town. Where University of North Texas is, which is a very liberal arts kind of school. They have the courthouse square has like this old school soda fountain.
Okay.
And we went in there one day, me and my wife, and she ordered an egg cream because she wasn't sure what it is. And
it's chocolate.
Pretty sure they didn't make it right.
No, they made it right. Was it chocolate?
Vaguely.
Okay.
But also the girl that was behind the counter looked like she was about 16.
Okay.
And so I'm not entirely sure she knew the rhyme scheme. So
like an egg cream is literally chocolate with soda. It's a chocolate soda.
Mm.
So it's chocolat et cream, and the et became egg. So when people, fucking Americans, instead of going chocolat et cream, just said, yeah, give me a fucking egg cream. So because it was a New York City soda fountain where the et became egg, And the Yiddish word for echt means genuine or real. So some people would say echt cream, and some people would say egg cream. And because there's no cream or egg in it, it's just
Right.
chocolate fat. It's just chocolate syrup and soda water. Yeah, which is nothing to do with an egg custard, which we have here on our local, uh, shaved ice dishes here. It's called an egg cream. It has nothing to do with egg or cream. So, we have snowballs here, and at snowball stands you can get an egg cream, which I loved as a kid, and it's just I don't even know. It's kind of like a weird light caramel. It's like if you took cotton candy and blowtorched just the outside of it and then dissolved it all into a water. So it's kind of like a little, not charred, but there's that hint of it.
It's like a brulee flavor.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but then it's yellow. It has nothing to do with eggs at all. I guess it's called egg cream because it's yellow. But yeah. So yeah, there's a couple I didn't go into, like pisco sours, Cobb salad. Who cares? Also missed limoncello. We'll get to it later. But that's all right. There you go, everybody. That's your episode on. I don't know. How do you want to frame this? Disputed origins of food.
Who made who?
Who made who? Who
like
made
the AC/DC song?
Who made food? Who made food? Who made? Yeah. So
one of my favorite movies from the 80s.
Name of the episode: Who made food? All right. So that's it. Thank you for listening to the Rude Cooking School podcast, everybody. We really appreciate your time. We really appreciate you listening. If you could go somewhere, be it Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star rating. It really makes a big difference. We really appreciate it. More importantly, if you can spread the word to a friend or a family member or a coworker or somebody you know who loves to cook or eat or like to talk about it, please do that. That's how we get listeners. We don't pay for advertising anywhere, and word of mouth is how we get around. So, for the Rude Cooking School podcast, I'm John Hauser III. Don't yuck my yum and garbage everything.
And I am Saucy Soren and Marquardt signing out once again.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week. Peace.